Good morning, Facebook family. Dave Beamer here. It is a little after 5:30 on a Monday morning. So, I want to share a struggle with you. Share something that showed up yesterday. Truth is, it shows up all the time, but yesterday it was very predominant. And I'm just going to share the struggle with you, right? Because knowing you're not alone, that's a big part of it, right? I talked about that the other day, and so I'm gonna live what I lead, right? And what I learned. So here's what I want to share with you this morning. Yesterday, I battled all day long with my own mindset. And here's in what sense. When I started this journey of really digging in and understanding myself around self-awareness, personal awareness, and really broaden my own scope on life. There's a lot of reading, reading, TED Talks, coaches, and mentors have been my three massive things I changed in my life about 15 years ago, right? So here's what I want to share with you yesterday, or back about 15 years ago. I had two books that were mentioned to me, two influential people in my life, or one influential person in my life who recommended two books. The first one was Dream Manager. So I didn't understand the difference between managing and leading. And ultimately, that's what I'm teaching now, right? Like that's what my client base is becoming. Secondly, was a book called 15 Irrefutable Laws by John Maxwell. And so these two books were very influential to me. But more than anything, more importantly, one of those books, John Maxwell, he talks about the idea of being in the front of your class, right? That if you're in the front of the class, if you're excelling, if you're doing well, then you're not being challenged. And so it's time to move classes. And so here's how that showed up to me yesterday, is that I am literally finishing my last class from my undergrad. It's going to be a big deal. But this class, math, this particular math class has been the epitome. It has been my enemy. I've made it my enemy in my head. And so as I'm gaining traction in the class yesterday, I got into a couple topics that just rocked my world. I wasn't prepared for. But not only was I not prepared for it, I was not prepared to go at it with a beginner's mindset. I went at it with a mindset of mastery. And in that place, when I felt that I wasn't enough, in that place when I felt like that I should have it, that I should be in a different place than what I am. And I began telling those stories to myself, and I began getting down on myself, and I felt frustrated. I was aggravated. You know what? The truth is I was pissed, right? I was pissed off that I was frustrated. And it wasn't for several hours, unfortunately. I wish I could say that I flipped really quickly. I generally do, but it wasn't for several hours that I recognized that I did not have a beginner's mindset. But I was unwilling to have a beginner's mindset. And that in and of itself is a huge deal. The willingness to go at something with a beginner's mindset. A mindset of, I'm here and I want to learn. And when I finally flipped that switch last night, and it started being about learning and understanding more so than where I thought I should be and all of the judgment that comes along with that, then things started picking up. And so I'll just ask you, do you think, is it possible that in somewhere in your life, the fact that you're approaching it without a beginner's mindset is really what's holding you back? It's a simple thing. It's a simple feeling inside, right? Of, man, look, ultimately all I want to do is get through this. Ultimately, what I want to do is I want to learn it. I want to get on the other side of it. And the only way to do that is if I just submit myself to the process, right? To the process of learning, to the process of getting better, to the process of understanding this, and stop considering where I should be. So it was a struggle. So I hope that's helpful to you this morning, wherever you are, whatever you're working on. I think you could gain a lot of traction. It's possible you could gain a lot of traction. Good morning, Robert. It's possible if you could gain a lot of traction by going at it with a beginner's mindset, right? The mindset is everything. For those of you that have worked with me, you understand that. And you understand how quickly that you can gain traction by just working on your mindset. what you currently believe to be true and then what's actually possible for you are two completely different things. And we believe ourselves, right? That's where we get stuck, myself included. I just shared with you a story about where I was stuck yesterday and why I was stuck. And spent way too much time stuck yesterday, plain and simple. So start with a beginner's mindset. Wherever you believe yourself to be, whatever stories you want to believe about how great you should be, screw all of it. Get a beginner's mindset. Ask yourself what I need to learn and get about learning it. I love you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.